going on, everyone out there in YouTube land? Today we're going to check out a kit that is coming from eLeaf, and if you guys are familiar with the iJust series, then you're going to be familiar with this one. This one is the iJust 3 kit, which will include the Ello Duro Tank. I'm saying that wrong, I know I am, but the Ello Duro Tank is included. Now at the moment I got some of the killer custard, just the regular old killer custard loaded up inside of there. And we're using the 0.15 net coil. I think it's mesh. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but we'll talk about the coil in a moment. Let's have a vape off the iJust 3. Here we go. Airflow is only about a quarter of the way open because this tank has tremendous amounts of airflow. Here we go. Now the tank is quite loud when you close the airflow off, but that's also because I'm pulling on it really hard. If I open up the airflow all the way, it quiets down a little bit. Whew. Wow. Lots of airflow. Now, the iJust 3 kit was sent over directly by eLeaf for the purpose of this review. If you guys are looking to pick one up or check one out after the video, I will have links posted in the description as always. Going price for the kit, depending on where you shop, anywhere between, come on Mark, you're supposed to have this ready. I know I am. Between $28 and $41. Inside the box for the iJust 3 kit, they're going to include the iJust 3 device. They're going to toss in the Ello Duro, I know I'm saying that incorrectly, sub-ohm tank. The sub-ohm tank will include 2 coil heads, 2 glass tanks, 1 drip tip. You're going to get some extra O-rings, top fill grommets, micro USB charging cable, a user manual for the device, and a user manual for the tank. Dimensions, we're looking at 25 millimeters in diameter for the device, 25 millimeters in diameter for the tank. Total height from bottom to top of drip tip, 136 millimeters tall. It does weigh in at 158 grams. Color options, it's available in red, black, purple, silver, blue, and a color that they're calling dazzling. Now the iJust 3 is very simple to use, just like all the other iJust devices. There's one button operation. There's no voltage adjustment, no wattage adjustment, no need to know battery safety or anything like that. Everything is done with just one single button. At the top is going to be your standard 510 connection with a gold-plated spring-loaded pin in the center. Now you can use the provided Duro sub-ohm tank, or you can use any other RTA, RDA, or sub-ohm tank. I'm going to screw down the Kennedy 25. You'll probably never use this RDA on this device, but I just want to show you what it looks like with a 25 millimeter atomizer. And as you can see there, lines up beautifully with no overhang. Also along the top, we're going to have your firing switch. The button on here is just a standard electronical button. It is clicky, responsive, and you'll notice there is an LED light that's behind the button. And there's also some information that light is going to give. Now, when that light is green, the battery in the device is between 100 and 60%. When it's orange, between 59 and 30. Blue, between 29 and 10. And when the light is red, it's time to charge the device. To charge it, there is a micro USB port located on the back with an indicator light to let you know when charging is complete. Now, this one does use an internal 3000 milliamp hour battery. When it's fully charged, you're going to get about 80 watts from this device. It will fire down to a 0.1 ohm coil all the way up to 3 ohms. And the texture or the design, as you can see, we have these lines kind of milled out in the tube. Pretty interesting. Actually adds to the grip of the device. And then at the bottom, we're just going to have your single ventilation hole for battery ventilation. You cannot remove the bottom cap or the top cap for any reason. Everything's sealed off, and once again, simple operation. One button, 5 clicks will turn it on and off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the tank they include, this is called the Ello Duro, I believe it's pronounced, sub-ohm tank. It is a 25 millimeter sub-ohm tank. At the top, we do have one of these Cobra style drip tips, which is not an A10 drip tip because we don't have O-rings in the top, and they do not include any adapters. So this is, at the moment, the only drip tip that you can use. We do have top fill on the Duro, and to fill it up, you got to kind of push the cap. There is an indicator, if I look for it, somewhere on the front, but I always have a hard time seeing where the indicator is at. So what I do is I kind of just twist it until I eventually get it, and that's why I'm not really a huge fan of these fill methods. There we go. Slot it open. There's going to be your fill port, and you're probably wondering, oh my god, it's closed. No, actually, they have this thing where it kind of seals itself off, and when you push your bottle in, let me grab a tool just to show you guys. I thought it was pretty cool the way they did this. But when you push your bottle in there, that little port is going to open up. Look, check that out. I thought that was pretty cool. So that way it seals off, and you're not going to get any excess liquid pouring out of the side. So pretty genius little idea. Now, we do get 2 glass tanks inside the kit. They're going to include the bubble tank, which I think looks beautiful, and your standard glass tank. The bubble tank will hold 6.5 mils of juice, and the standard, I believe, is going to hold 5 mils. They do offer a 2 mil version that you could purchase. We do have 3 air holes on the bottom, 3 large air holes that measure 10 millimeters each. And of course, standard 510 connection, not adjustable, flush, just your typical sub-ohm tank. Unscrew the base. There's going to be your coil. I forgot to mention, as you guys know, we do have adjustable airflow control, of course, with stopping points on there. And of course, you could break the tank down for cleaning purposes. Machine work on this thing is beautiful, actually. They did a really nice job. And the coils they provide, you'll get 2 coils, and what I like is they include 2 different coils. Good job, eLeaf, good job. You're going to get an HWN, which is a 0.2 ohm coil, and you'll get an HWM, which is a 0.15 ohm coil. I'm not too sure the ratings on these coils, but let's see if we can see that right now, because I didn't actually look that up. The rating on the coil, there you go, folks. My camera picking it up. Looks like it says 50 to 100 watt. That's the 0.15. And you'll see they're using, I'm not sure, it's like a mesh, but it's like a netting. So I don't think it's really stainless steel mesh. I'm not sure exactly what it is. They're calling it a net coil. So, yeah, interesting. And then the 0.2, if I grab it here, let's see if we could stay in focus. There we go. This one's 40 to 80 watts. And you'll see this one also has that kind of, this one looks more like mesh if you look on the inside. But this one has that net look to it. It's not as fine as stainless steel mesh. So some different coil types here. And I believe they offer a few more on the website, but that's pretty much what you're going to get inside the kit. And that's pretty much going to be it for the up close. So with all that said, let's jump back up and let's have a vape. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about the iJust 3, but first I want to chain vape this thing really quick. I got my air purifier on so it keeps all the vapor, out of the screen. So let me have a few, maybe 5, 6, 7, or 8 vapes off here, and then we'll talk about it. And then I'll shut this thing off. So you're wondering, why did I start chain vaping this in the beginning? Well, when I first got this device, I pulled it out of the package, installed the 0.15 ohm coil, primed it up, juiced it up, did all that jazz like I always do, vaped it. After about 10 minutes, it was dry hit heaven. Why would it be heaven? Dry hit hell. And it's mesh dry hits. That mesh, when you dry hit it, it kills your throat. And I had no explanation why it was dry hitting. Using like an 80-20 juice, I wasn't chain vaping it. It just out of nowhere started dry hitting. Looked on their website, found out they have these new net coils. No idea what net is, but they look like mesh, but they're really, really coarse. And I've never seen mesh this coarse used in vaping before. Usually we use anywhere between 300 and 600 in vaping, but something this coarse, I don't know. I don't know what the hell it is. So it might be mesh, it might not. I think eLeaf probably should state on their website, hey, it's mesh. Don't just call it net, because it makes people wonder what the hell we're vaping. Now, when it is performing well, I will say the flavor on this thing is fabulous. It's fabulous. Airflow, tremendous amounts of airflow. I got to close it off to about a quarter of the way. I get a nice, warm, wide open vape with great flavor. I love the way it works, but I am just worried that after a half hour, 2 hours tomorrow, that I'll start getting dry hits off it. I've only been using this coil for about an hour, and that's one of the reasons why I'm slowly stopping the whole sub-ohm tank thing, because you never out of nowhere you start getting dry hits. And what I hate about a sub-ohm tank is you can't get inside the coil and look and see what the problem is. With an RTA or an RDA, you could pop the cap off, look at your coil, and see what the problem is. But with something like this, you're screwed. You got to toss it in the garbage. And a lot of tanks lately have been doing this, like performing really well, and then out of nowhere, just bam, dry hit. And I think there's little slits in the coil that, are your juice ports that are feeding the cotton. And the slits on this coil head, they only have two little tiny slits. I think the coil head is not being fed fast enough. I think that's probably the issue. But then again, this one's keeping up. So once again, I have no clue. But regardless, the drip tip on here, it's kind of large, but it is comfortable. I would like to have the ability to use my own 810 or 510, but they included no adapter inside of the kit, so kind of a bummer there. We do have the slide open top fill, which is nice, and we have that little closed off kind of port right there, which I thought was kind of cool, but they do include an extra fill plug. If you don't like this style, they include a wide open one. 6.5 ml tank, hold a lot of liquid. They do include a standard glass tank that holds around 5 mLs. Airflow on here, crazy. Tremendous amounts of airflow. Like I said, about a quarter of the way open for me, and it's perfect. If the coil heads work, it's an awesome tank. If they continue to screw up, it's lousy. Now the device, just like all the other iJust devices, nothing really new. Tube style device, 3,000 milliamp hour internal battery, you got your firing switch on the front, micro USB port on the back. It's kind of the same style. I mean, there's not really much you can do with a device like this, but I like it for its simplicity, its performance, it vapes well, and I never had any problems with the iJust devices. So, if you're about simple devices, if you like shit that's easy, you're going to love this thing. But the tank, it's worrying me. It really does worry me, especially because of the coils they're using. I don't know what's going on, so it's one of those things where it's like hit or miss, And I wish I never got a dry hit off of this, because if I never got a dry hit off of this, I would have loved this thing. I would have been praising it right now, but because of those dry hits I'm getting, I really can't, get all gaga and goo-goo over it. So, yeah, that's it, guys. The iJust 3 from eLeaf. Check it out if you're interested. Links, as always, posted in the description. That's it. That's all I got for you today. If you have any comments or questions, you know exactly what to do. Please hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to everyone very, very soon. Make sure you guys build safe. And as always, vape on.